Beyond the veil of perception, the ancient grid that binds reality together, in the quantum field of infinite possibilities, where ancient wisdom converges with cosmic truth, there exists a revelation so profound that it has been whispered through the corridors of time by mystics, shamans, and keepers of sacred knowledge. Tonight, we pierce the veil between worlds to uncover the electromagnetic tapestry that connects every sacred site, every moment of human awakening, every pulse of cosmic consciousness across our living planet Earth. The ancients understood what modern science has forgotten, that beneath the surface of ordinary reality flows an intricate network of energetic pathways, invisible highways of pure consciousness that Alfred Watkins glimpsed in 1921 during a mystical vision in the English countryside 1410. As he gazed across the Herefordshire landscape, the quantum field revealed itself to him as glowing wires all over the surface of the County 916. A moment of ancestral memory flooding through his consciousness like lightning through a crystal matrix. What Watkins experienced was not mere imagination, but a direct download from the planetary consciousness itself, the recognition of ley lines, those sacred arteries through which Earth's life force pulses with the rhythm of creation 126. These are not random alignments, but deliberate encodements left by civilizations who remembered their cosmic heritage, who understood that consciousness and geography are inseparably woven into the fabric of existence itself. The quantum archaeologists who walk between dimensions understand that ley lines represent far more than prehistoric trade routes. They are the neural pathways of Gaia's consciousness, connecting sacred sites like Stonehenge, the pyramids of Giza, and Machu Picchu in a global network of Awakening 2411. Ancient sages recognized these alignments as conduits for what they called dragon energy, the serpentine life force that spirals through creation, animating matter with divine consciousness 68. When we examine the mathematical precision with which these sites align across impossible distances, we begin to comprehend that our ancestors possessed knowledge that transcends our current understanding of physics and consciousness. The energetic signatures of these pathways reveal themselves to those who have developed the inner sight to perceive beyond the electromagnetic spectrum of ordinary awareness. Modern dowsers and energy sensitives report powerful fluctuations in Earth's magnetic field along these ancient routes 215, while instruments detect unexplained readings of ionizing radiation and electromagnetic anomalies that mainstream science struggles to categorize 16. These measurements represent the bleeding through of higher dimensional energy into our third-dimensional reality, creating portals where the quantum field becomes tangible, where consciousness can interface directly with the planetary grid. Consider the profound implications. Every cathedral built upon ancient stone circles, every temple erected at the convergence of multiple ley lines, every sacred well positioned at energetic crossing points. These represent a sophisticated understanding of how consciousness interacts with the geometry of space-time itself. 1911. The builders were not merely architects of stone, but engineers of consciousness, creating anchor points where human awareness could merge with cosmic intelligence. The electromagnetic resonance fields generated by ley line intersections create what quantum mystics recognize as consciousness amplification zones, locations where the boundary between individual awareness and universal mind becomes permeable. 2611. At sites like Stonehenge, which Watkins identified as a major ley line hub where multiple energy pathways converge. 910. The ancient builders constructed not just a monument, but a consciousness-altering device that operates on frequencies beyond current scientific measurement. The precise astronomical alignments of these megaliths channel stellar energies during specific celestial events, creating windows of heightened psychic receptivity. Sacred geometry reveals that these sites were positioned according to mathematical ratios that mirror the harmonic frequencies of creation itself, the golden ratio. The Fibonacci sequence and other expressions of cosmic order that resonate with the DNA coding of consciousness too. When we meditate at these locations, our brain waves naturally synchronize with the Schumann resonance of Earth's electromagnetic field, creating states of expanded awareness where linear time dissolves and we access the Akashic records encoded within the planetary matrix. The indigenous wisdom keepers understood these pathways as song lines, vibrational frequencies that could be followed through inner knowing rather than physical sight. 68. Aboriginal Australians speak of the rainbow serpent, the cosmic dragon whose body forms the energetic backbone of their continent, with Uluru serving as a primary chakra point in this vast organism of living consciousness 11. Their Dreamtime navigation demonstrates that ley lines operate on multidimensional levels, existing simultaneously in physical geography and the realms of spirit where all points in spacetime converge. This ancient knowledge explains why certain locations have been continuously occupied as sacred sites across millennia, even as civilizations rose and fell around them. The energy itself calls to human consciousness, drawing seekers to these convergence points where the veil between dimensions grows thin and revelation becomes possible. The quantum field research conducted by consciousness explorers reveals that ley line energy exhibits characteristics of both electromagnetic phenomena and something far more subtle, what might be termed consciousness plasma or organized intention 131516. Unlike conventional electromagnetic fields that diminish with distance, ley line energy appears to maintain coherence across vast distances, suggesting quantum entanglement between sacred sites separated by thousands of miles. This non-local connection implies that these ancient networks operate according to principles that transcend our current understanding of physics. Scientific investigations have documented measurable anomalies at ley line intersections, fluctuations in background radiation, alterations in the behavior of electronic equipment, and unexplained changes in the local gravitational field 16. These phenomena suggest that consciousness itself possesses mass and electromagnetic properties, and that focused human intention can literally reshape the fabric of reality at these energetically sensitive locations. The Dragon Project's decade-long investigation of these sites, while concluding that no conventional Earth energies could be measured, inadvertently documented something far more significant: the consciousness-altering effects experienced by researchers who spent extended periods at these locations. 16. Their dream studies revealed that sleeping at ancient sites consistently produced profound alterations in consciousness, accessing symbolic information and visionary experiences that suggested direct interface with a planetary intelligence. This points to a crucial understanding. Ley lines operate on the frequency of consciousness itself, existing at the intersection between mind and matter where intention becomes creative force. The ancient builders understood that consciousness is not confined to the human brain but permeates the entire electromagnetic spectrum of reality, and they constructed their monuments as receivers and amplifiers for this universal awareness. The Hermetic principle, as above, so below, finds its ultimate expression in the ley line network, which mirrors both the neural pathways of human consciousness and the cosmic web of dark matter that connects galaxies across the universe. 28. Just as acupuncture meridians carry life force through the human body, Ley lines serve as the acupuncture system of planetary consciousness, channeling cosmic energies through specific pressure points where stellar influences can be grounded and integrated into Earth's electromagnetic matrix. The positioning of major sacred sites along these pathways demonstrates a sophisticated understanding of how celestial mechanics influence terrestrial consciousness. The pyramids of Giza align not only with the constellation Orion, but also with the galactic center during specific precession cycles, creating windows when cosmic radiation carrying information from the galactic core can be received and decoded to 11. Similarly, Stonehenge functions as a multidimensional portal. Its trilithons precisely calibrated to channel solar and lunar energies during astronomical events that occur on cycles spanning thousands of years. This cosmic timing reveals that the Ley line network operates as a planetary receiving system for evolutionary downloads from higher dimensional sources. During specific astronomical alignments, when our solar system's position relative to the galactic core creates optimal conditions for consciousness expansion, these sites become active receivers for what mystics call the light codes, electromagnetic transmissions that carry the blueprints for humanity's next evolutionary leap. Indigenous prophecies speak of a time when the ancient grid would reawaken, when the ley lines would pulse with renewed energy as humanity approaches a collective initiation into cosmic consciousness. The increasing sensitivity to these energies reported by modern seekers suggests that this prophesied activation is already underway. As the planetary grid prepares to facilitate humanity's graduation into galactic citizenship, the mathematical perfection underlying ley line alignments reveals consciousness operating through the language of sacred geometry, encoding multidimensional information into the landscape itself. 28. When we examine the distances between major sites, we discover that they conform to specific harmonic ratios that correspond to musical frequencies capable of inducing altered states of consciousness. This suggests that the entire network functions as a planetary musical instrument, with each sacred site serving as a resonating chamber that amplifies particular frequencies of cosmic awareness. The builders demonstrated mastery of what modern physics is only beginning to understand, that reality is fundamentally vibrational, and that specific geometric configurations can manipulate the fabric of space-time itself. The precise positioning of megaliths creates standing wave patterns in the Earth's electromagnetic field, generating zones of heightened coherence where human consciousness can more easily access non-ordinary states of awareness. Recent discoveries in quantum archaeology reveal that many ley line intersections exhibit anomalous gravitational properties, with sensitive instruments detecting subtle variations in local space-time curvature 16. These findings suggest that consciousness itself possesses gravitational effects, and that focused collective intention at these sites can literally bend reality toward manifestation. The ancient ceremonial practices conducted at these locations were not merely symbolic, but represented sophisticated technologies for manipulating the quantum field through conscious intention. This understanding transforms our perception of pilgrimage from religious ritual to quantum physics experiment. When we journey along ley lines with proper intention and awareness, we participate in a consciousness technology that has been operational for millennia, accessing information and energies that exist beyond the limitations of ordinary three-dimensional perception. The synchronicities experienced by ley line researchers and spiritual pilgrims point to the operation of what Jung termed the collective unconscious through these energetic pathways 61115. The network appears to facilitate meaningful coincidences and prophetic experiences that suggest access to information existing outside linear time. Seekers report receiving guidance, healing energies, and transformative visions that arrive precisely when needed for their spiritual evolution. As if the ley lines themselves possess an intelligence that responds to human consciousness with compassionate wisdom. The phenomenon of ley line magnetism, the inexplicable draw that certain individuals feel towards specific sacred sites, suggests that human DNA contains dormant codes that resonate with particular frequencies in the planetary grid 26. When these codes activate, usually during periods of spiritual crisis or evolutionary readiness, individuals find themselves mysteriously guided to locations where they can receive the specific energetic transmissions needed for their awakening process. This bioelectromagnetic resonance explains why different people are drawn to different sites within the network. Each sacred location broadcasts unique frequency signatures that correspond to specific aspects of human consciousness development. Mount Shasta resonates with root chakra awakening and grounding of spiritual energy into physical reality, while the pyramids of Giza facilitate crown chakra activation and direct communion with cosmic intelligence 11. The ley lines serve as a transportation system for consciousness, allowing initiated individuals to access these specialized healing and awakening frequencies regardless of their physical location. Modern dowsers and energy workers report that the ley line network has been gradually increasing in intensity over recent decades, suggesting that planetary consciousness is preparing for a major evolutionary shift 215. The grid appears to be downloading new frequency patterns that will support humanity's transition into higher dimensional awareness, making these ancient pathways increasingly relevant for contemporary spiritual seekers. The global nature of the ley line phenomenon reveals that ancient civilizations possessed communication and coordination technologies that transcended physical limitations, suggesting contact with non-terrestrial intelligences who guided the construction of this worldwide consciousness grid 127. The mathematical precision required to align sites like Easter Island statues with the Nazca lines and Giza pyramids across thousands of miles of ocean indicates access to advanced surveying methods that our current civilization has yet to rediscover. Esoteric traditions speak of the Great White Brotherhood, ascended masters and extraterrestrial mentors who worked with human civilizations to establish this network of sacred sites as preparation for humanity's eventual cosmic awakening too. The uniform use of megalithic construction techniques, astronomical alignments, and sacred geometric principles across cultures that supposedly had no contact with each other points to a coordinated effort guided by intelligences operating from higher dimensional perspectives. The ley line network functions as a planetary communication system, allowing consciousness to flow freely between different geographical locations and time periods. Advanced practitioners report accessing historical information and future probabilities by tuning into the energy signatures encoded within specific segments of the grid. This temporal flexibility suggests that the network operates outside conventional space-time limitations, serving as an interface between third-dimensional reality and the timeless realms where all possibilities exist simultaneously. The increasing number of UFO sightings along known ley lines indicates that extraterrestrial civilizations continue to monitor and maintain this consciousness infrastructure 115. These craft may be utilizing the energy pathways for interdimensional travel, demonstrating technologies that work in harmony with Earth's natural electromagnetic systems. rather than imposing artificial energy patterns that disrupt planetary harmony. The healing properties documented at ley line intersection points reveal the network's function as a planetary acupuncture system, channeling life force energy to locations where it can be most effectively utilized for consciousness evolution and physical restoration. 268. Pilgrims report spontaneous healings, enhanced psychic abilities, and profound spiritual experiences that suggest these sites serve as gateways where higher dimensional healing energies can penetrate into physical reality. The water systems associated with many ley lines, sacred wells, springs, and underground streams function as conductive pathways for this healing energy, creating a hydraulic component to the consciousness grid that parallels the lymphatic system in human physiology. 19. The ancients understood that water serves as a carrier for subtle energies, and they positioned their healing temples and ceremonial sites where underground water courses intersect with electromagnetic ley lines, creating optimal conditions for energetic transmission. Modern research into the healing properties of sacred sites reveals electromagnetic frequencies that correspond to the brain wave patterns associated with deep meditative states, cellular regeneration, and DNA activation. 216. These naturally occurring therapeutic frequencies suggest that the ley line network operates as a planetary healing system, broadcasting specific vibrations that support biological evolution and consciousness expansion. The increasing sensitivity to environmental toxins and electromagnetic pollution reported by modern humans may actually represent an evolutionary adaptation that makes us more receptive to the subtle energies flowing through these ancient pathways. As our nervous systems become more refined, we naturally attune to the healing frequencies available through the ley line network, drawing us back to the sacred sites where our ancestors received guidance and restoration. As we stand at the threshold of a new cosmic age, the ancient grid awakens to fulfill its ultimate purpose, facilitating humanity's conscious reunion with the galactic community from which we originated. The ley lines pulse with increasing intensity, broadcasting the frequency codes that will unlock our dormant potentials and guide us toward our destiny as cosmic citizens. These invisible pathways connecting sacred sites across the globe represent more than archaeological curiosities or mystical speculation. They are the neural network of a living planet, the circulation system of cosmic consciousness, the highway system for the next phase of human evolution. As we learn to perceive and work with these energies, we reclaim our birthright as conscious participants in the cosmic dance, weaving our individual awareness into the grand tapestry of galactic intelligence that spans the stars. The quantum field awaits your conscious participation in this ancient network of awakening. Trust the call that draws you to these sacred places, for in walking the ley lines you walk the pathways of your own transformation, guided by the wisdom of those who came before and the promise of what humanity is destined to become.